Hey, my friend DK here, and in this video, we're going to be diving into goal setting and specifically goal setting for 2025. So, at the time of this video, it is that, fun sort of window between Christmas and New Year's as we, turn the corner and go into the new year. And, whether you have New Year's resolutions or not, personally, I don't generally use them because when you understand really the concept behind this video and the whole point of this, whether it's New Year's or it's the middle of the year or whenever it is, you should have goals, period, end of story. Because at the end of the day, if you have an online business, if you're the type of person that is going to watch this video to try to get some value out of it, then having a goal, something that you are reaching for, is a must. It's a gotta have. It's not a let me think about it. It's not a wanna have. It's a gotta have. Because please understand this first. If you don't know what you're reaching for, you start a home-based business, you get into, maybe you're on my team with me, maybe you're thinking about joining me, maybe you're thinking about starting a home-based business, starting affiliate marketing or network marketing or anything. If you don't know what you're reaching for, how can you possibly expect to achieve it? And that's where goals come into play. And it's important to understand that you have to have a clear understanding of that goal and what it's going to take to actually get there. And that's what I'm going to break down for you in this video here is how to have clear, precise, specific goals that you can go after and you actually stand a chance of achieving these goals. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to look out to 2025, and I'm going to take this as if I were starting brand new, or maybe for you, if you're just getting started or you're just trying to navigate this space and figure out how to have a realistic goal and a realistic shot of making a full-time income online. So we're going to take the most common goal that I've seen in all my many years of doing this, and that is a goal of $10,000 a month. That's, it's the equivalent of people that are in a job and, more of a corporate career or whatever it is. Your first goal when you start making money, when you start a job is to make six figures a year. It's kind of like the benchmark goal of most people in their working career. When you make money online, one of the most common first goals people have is to make $10,000 a month, five figures a month. So we're going to take that, we're going to break that down in this video, and I'm going to show you realistically what it would look like for you to achieve this goal and how you're going to do that. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is take the goal. Number one is you want to make sure that your goals are in SMART goal format. Okay, SMART goal format. So if you're not familiar with SMART goals, okay, so I'm going to put this down for you here, SMART goal format. If you're not familiar with what that is, it really is the word SMART is just an acronym. So, you basically have SMART. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to break that down so you can see. And once you fit your goal into the SMART goal format, then what we're going to do after that is we're going to reverse engineer the goal so you can realistically start going after it and realistically know what you need to be doing each and every day. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. So first off is the S stands for specific. Okay. So that's number one. Okay. The M stands for measurable, okay? Meaning you need to need to be able to measure how you're going to accomplish this goal, okay? So the A is for attainable. In other words, it has to be realistic, okay? R, okay? Actually, that's realistic, okay? And then T is time bound or time specific, okay? So let's go take a goal of $10,000 a month, and now let's go, break this down so you can kind of see it, you kind of understand it. Okay. Well, let me just circle back and make sure I have these right: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound, or time specific. Okay. So a goal of $10,000 a month. Instead of me just saying I would like to make $10,000 a month, that is a goal. But now you have to ask yourself, is it specific? So now we're going to go right down the list. Okay. And then we're going to take this goal and we're going to put it into SMART goal format. Okay. So as we look out over the 12 months in 2025, Okay. So is it specific? Well, $10,000 a month is it is specific, but is it specific enough? And that's the real question you got to ask yourself. Are you going to hit and here's how you determine, here's how you decipher, is it specific enough? Can I hit 10,000 if you're brand new, and we're taking this video as if we're all brand new here. Can I hit $10,000 a month in January? Is it possible? Sure, but then does it fall into, is it attainable? Is it realistic? Not really. Okay. It's not really realistic. Is it attainable? Yes. Is it realistic? Not really for the average person. Okay. So can it be more specific? Yes. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to help it make it more specific. So how do we want to do that? How do we want to take what we just did and make that more specific? So $10,000 a month, when specifically would we like to hit that? Okay. So let me just change this to when to make it more specific. Okay. Let's say by December. That gives us a whole 12 months. We'll say December, okay, 15th of 2025. So is that specific? Yeah. Now that is very specific. Okay. Now, is it measurable? Can I measure my progress over 12 months? So we're going to break this all down. Can I measure progress over 12 months? And if the answer is no, then obviously it would not be measurable. It would not fit into the right format here. Okay. I'll put a little question mark there. Okay. So is it measurable? And the answer to that is yes. Okay. Yes, that is measurable. So let me go and just try to make this a little bit bigger here. All right. Now let's look at attainable. Is $10,000 per month attainable? All right. In a 12-month period? Yes, it very much is. I've done this multiple times. And if I can do it, you can do it. So is it attainable to achieve that? And the answer is yes. Okay. Now, realistic. Let's be real with ourselves. We have to ask ourselves, is it realistic? Can you realistically do this? This is where fear and doubt is going to creep in, because for the average person who bounces from one shiny object to the next, chasing, that high of, ooh, let me sign up for all these different things and hope that you strike it rich. Would this be realistic? Not really. You have to stick with it. You have to show up to it every single day. But I can tell you, again, from real life experience, if you put in the work and you show up every day and you treat this just like a job, you show up to it and put in the work every single day. Is it realistic? And the answer is yes, it is realistic. It can be done. Okay. Now, let's go back to the specificity, or the specific goal, the very first one under that category. Is hitting $10,000 a month by December 15th time specific? Does it meet that criteria? Okay. Is it time specific? And the answer to that is yes. Okay. So now what we're going to do is now we're going to take the overall goal and we're going to write that. Okay. So instead of just $10,000 a month, instead of just having that as a goal, now we're actually going to write the goal. Okay. We're going to write it out so it hits everything in the SMART goal format. Okay. So let me take a second here and write this out. Okay. By, let's see, December 15th of 2025, I will be making $10,000 per month in my home-based business. Now, can I make it more specific than that? Can I throw in some hows, like how I'm going to do this? Sure. But we're going to break that down now. Okay, this is just the goal, kind of hitting all the points of the SMART goal format, hitting that acronym: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time specific. Okay, or time bound. So by December 15th of 2025, I will be making $10,000 a month in my home-based business. Does it check all the boxes? Yes, it does. Can we drill it down further? Yes, that's what we're going to do now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reverse engineer that goal and we're going to break it down. We're going to reverse it back month by month and we're going to look at what does it realistically take in order to do that. So I'm going to give you some data from my own personal business. And again, this is real life data that, we can go on that will show you how you can do this. And you can kind of take this into your own business and tweak this as much as or as little as you want. Okay. So I could tell you from years of experience that in order to hit $10,000 a month in your business, okay, you need about 1,000 people on your team. Okay. Or 1,000, oops, or 1,000 paying customers, depending on what your product or service is. Okay. Which will net you roughly $10,000 or more, a 5-figure monthly income. That's the baseline. That's a rough goal. Can you take that 1,000 people and can you weave that into your goal statement? By December 15th of 2025, I will have 10,000 or I will have 1,000 paying customers or I will have 1,000 people on my team or I'll have 1,000 affiliates in my business. However you want to word or phrase that. Can you weave that into your goal statement? Sure, absolutely. I would encourage that you do because then it will make it even more specific. And the more specific you are, the easier it's going to be to hit and achieve your goal. Okay. So if we know that 1,000 people or 1,000 paying customers is roughly the goal, and this is, you know, you could sit there and argue and you could say, well, based on what price point are these customers paying? On average, for me, the memberships that I've had over the years have been anywhere between $20 a month and $50 a month. So we're going to go on that model, okay? And if you're paying, as an example, if you're paying $50 a month for a membership, do you or anyone, get that full $50? No, a percentage of that is going to go to, the company or whatever digital membership that you're with, and then you're going to get a percentage of that. Now, depending on how many paying customers you have, where in your organization these paying customers are they at your first level, your second level, your third level, et cetera? There's a lot of variables that we can throw into this example here. So again, that's where the 1,000 people is just kind of like a baseline. I've done this before with, 700 or 800 people on a team or 800 paying customers. It can be less, but it also can be more. So we're using 1,000 people as a baseline, and the average membership level or average product or service that someone is paying for would basically be between $20 and $50. Okay. So we're using some very rough numbers in this example. So now, if you're starting from scratch and you don't have any, okay, paying customers, you don't have anybody on your team, what is it going to take to get people on your team? What do you have to start doing? What are the daily activities? Well, first, let's go out 12 months to you hitting your goal. If you need 1,000 people by December and you don't have anybody now, you reverse engineer it back. So you would want to say by November, you're 900 plus people, 900 plus customers. And you go back, by July let's fast forward. So by September, October, now you're at roughly 700 customers, 700 people on your team. Then you go back to the summertime, June, July, August. Now you're around 500. Then you go back to, 400, 300, 200, all the way back to January to starting the year. So the goal, a realistic goal, remember the SMART goal format, a realistic and measurable goal would be in the month of January to try to hit, maybe 75 to 100 people on your team. That would be my goal. I would aim somewhere between probably 50 and 100. So if we reversed engineered this all the way back to January, okay, you would want to try to get to 50 to 100 people or paying customers. Basically be the same thing. Okay. So yeah, that's where you want to be in January. Now, let's drill that down and break that down even further. Okay, so now you know the rough number that you want to be at for your team. How about you personally and your own personal production? Because if you're in a team-based business like I'm in, you don't have to get all of those 50 to 100 yourself. You could only be responsible for a small percentage of that, depending on if you have team duplication or if other people go out and they start working their business as well. Or maybe you're a massive recruiter and you're really good at what you do and you can go out and get 50 to 100 sales yourself. Again, based on the law of averages, how many sales realistically, if you broke this all the way down, because if you looked out over the course of 12 months, how many personal sales do you need to get to help you and your team and your organization and your business get to 1,000 paying customers? If you think about the grand scale and you think about the big long-term focus of that, it might seem too overwhelming. But when you break it all the way down to one day at a time, it's a lot more easier to attain. So when you look at that attainable, part of the SMART goal format, when you look at it being attainable and achievable, realistic, then it becomes a much easier pill to swallow when you reverse engineer it and you break it all the way down. So come down to personal production. What do you need to realistically be bringing in? How many sales per month in the beginning do you need to personally be doing? So if I were to look at my own personal production, and let's say you just did a sale a day, or maybe 3 to 5 sales a week, So again, realistically, can you do 3 to 5 sales per week? And of course, based on reality and based on actual personal production, the answer to that is yes, you can. I mean, I have people that are on my team now. It's a Thursday at the time of this video, and they already have 12 sales for the week. So, we have people that have over 50 sales for the week. So can it be done? Yes, of course, it can definitely be done. All right. So that would be your target goal in January is 3 to 5 personal sales per week. And if you think about the numbers and you just think about some basic math, if you could find 2 to 3 other people that are also going to go out and get 3 to 5 sales per week, hitting that goal of 50 to 100 people, you could do that in a very realistic way in 30 days. So I hope this is making a little more sense. Now, you might be saying to yourself, okay, Daniel, I get it, but I've never made sales. I've never gone out and made that many sales per week. So realistically, let's drill it down even further. In order to make 3 to 5 sales per week, what is your income producing activity that you would need to be doing to make 3 to 5 sales per week? And again, based on personal production, based on realistic actual numbers that I have personally done, I would say minimum you need 3 to 5 pieces of content per day per social platform. Okay. And I'll break down what per social platform is here in a second. Okay. So that is a very realistic number based on data for me personally. And I've seen several people on my team also follow into that. So now let's drill that down a little bit more. Okay. So the platforms that you could be using, okay, would be Facebook. And specifically to drill it down even further, we'll say Facebook Reels, okay? TikTok, short form videos, okay? YouTube Shorts, and also Instagram. I'll just put IG, okay? Those are the platforms that I would be using. And you could take one piece of content, and that one piece of content can easily turn into four pieces of content when you spread it out over four major social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So, when you think about making three pieces of content, you don't have to individually make three pieces of content for each platform. You're only making three pieces of content and you're sharing it across four platforms. So realistically, that one piece of content becomes four pieces of content. Hope that makes sense. Okay. So realistically, that's what you would be doing. And then you would be creating content and driving people to your affiliate marketing link in your content, giving that call to action to go check out your piece of content or your capture page, your sales video, get on a webinar, whatever it is. You're creating content, giving a strong call to action, and you're doing that, creating 3 to 5 pieces of content per platform per day. And if you drill it down even further, how much time is that going to take you per day to create 3 to 5 pieces of content? Realistically, again, based on the data, you can do that in about 1 to 2 hours per day. Okay. So all of this can be done in 1 to 2 hours per day. Okay. So when you look at the overall goal, the big long-term 2025 goal, $10,000 a month, you put that into SMART goal format, you break it down. Now what you can do when you look at the goal of by December 15th, 2025, I will be making $10,000 a month in my home-based business. Now you can add some really specific things to that goal based on us reverse engineering this so you can drill it all the way down and see it specifically here in your business. So now let's be really crystal clear at the end here and kind of wrap it all up. Will the average person do these income producing activities? And they're all the way drilled down at the bottom of your screen there. Okay. Will they work 1 to 2 hours per day in their business and generate those pieces of content? Will they do that for a solid 12 months? Most people won't do that because they'll find excuses. They'll point the finger at somebody other than themselves. They'll find ways to quit. They'll find ways to give up. They'll find ways to stop moving forward because most people won't see the result of their efforts. And that's the reality of it. It took me about a year before I started seeing consistent results in my business. Okay. So it took me about 15 months before I got to a full-time income. And you might think to yourself, okay, Daniel, well, you're not doing what's, you have in front of you. And that's because for that first 12 months, I wasn't doing these activities. I didn't really know about these. I was only kind of barely doing a piece of content, every 2 weeks. I wasn't at this consistent level. Had I known about this, if I was aware of these things, and I mean, back when I got started, we didn't even have TikTok, YouTube Shorts wasn't even a thing back then. So had I had the experience, the knowledge, the social platforms that are available now, back when I got started, I would have made a full-time income a lot sooner. And you can do that. So at the end of the day, it comes down to you, your consistency, your confidence, and your belief in yourself. But based on the data over the years, me doing this several times with several different organizations, several different marketing opportunities, I can tell you that these numbers are realistic and it can be done. The only way that's going to happen, though, you got to stick with it and you can't quit. You can't give up and you can't stop moving forward. But if you do that, I can promise you this. If you create 3 to 5 pieces of content per day, per social platform, and you do that for 12 months straight, at the end of this year, 2025, you will be a completely different person and you will have built an incredible following and you will probably have incredible income compared to where you're at right now. And I can't literally guarantee you that, but I can pretty much guarantee you that you will experience some really amazing things, and you will be so glad you did it. So I hope this makes sense. Hope you got some value from this. If you did, please do me a favor. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that bell icon so you get notified first when I upload a new video, just like this one. And do me a favor and drop a comment down below and let me know what value you got from this video, or if there's anything I missed, anything I didn't cover, anything that you want me to cover in a future video. Thank you for watching, my friend. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one.